Hey, Joe Zarzaur here with another segment of Zarzaur Law TV. Today we're going to talk about when should you lawyer up? When should you hire a lawyer after a wreck? Well, first of all, what I typically tell people is, look, if you're not injured, you're not having any symptoms, then you most likely don't need a lawyer. Okay, so that's number one. However, if there's the potential for an injury, you're having symptoms, the wreck was pretty significant, i.e. one of the cars was totaled or both the cars were totaled, and you're still having symptoms. Remember, you go to the ER, most of the time the ER doctor says you have strain, either lumbar or cervical strain. They may use the word whiplash. Remember, the ER is not there to tell you whether you have a problem or not that's serious. They're only there to make sure you're not going to die or lose a limb. Once they've taken care of those two questions, is this person going to die? If the answer is no to that. Is this person going to lose a limb or a sense? The answer is no to that. They're done. They're not there to diagnose you. They're only there to make sure you're not going to pass away or lose a limb in 48 hours. So once they've ruled those big ticket items out, it's another doctor's issue to figure out what happened to you. So if you're having symptoms, the point at which you should hire a lawyer is as soon as possible after the wreck. And here's why. The insurance company for the other driver is motivated by your level of information, which is not very high at this point, about your injury. They want to get to you before you have the ability to understand how serious your condition is or may be. If they get to you before then, your adrenaline is still going, you're perhaps a couple of days after the wreck, you don't really want to get involved, you're intimidated by the process of hiring a lawyer, which in other videos you can see how easy that is. And here it is, they got you on the phone, they're waving a couple $1,000s in your face and you're thinking, well, maybe I should just settle. They get bonused by the number of cases they can settle during that time period, because they know, statistically speaking, most people have no idea how bad their injury is. Most of the injury is going to be well worth more than $2,000. So if they're able to get you to sign a release and settle at that point, they'll do it. That's why they're so aggressive. That's why they do that. And that's why you shouldn't do that. The other fact that you should understand is that it doesn't cost you anything at that moment to have a lawyer. You only have to pay a lawyer's fee if you win the injury case and you get a settlement. So there's no downside to you having a lawyer but early, because frankly you're going to pay the same fee at the end when you win, whether you hire me day 1 or day 21. So it's important for that reason too that you go ahead and get a lawyer involved. Once we're involved, the law firm handles all the communications back and forth between you and the insurance company. And as I've said in other videos, it's really important to have us on board before you do any recorded statements with either your insurance company or the at-fault driver's insurance company, because they try to get you to make concessions in those recordings that hurt your case later. For instance, oh, I'm not feeling that bad, or the ER says I just have some strain and they let me go home. Those are things that would minimize the impact of your injury, and then let's assume 2 months down the road you get diagnosed with a cervical disc herniation that requires surgery. Well, now they've got you saying basically you're fine, and it turns out you needed surgery. They're going to say, oh, well, this must not be related to the wreck. So, long and short of it is, it's better to have a lawyer on board as soon as possible if you have an injury, and there's even the potential for a worsening of the injury. That's what advice you should take from this video. If you have any questions about that, you can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com, or you can call us at 855-HIRE-JOE. Thank you.